Hi, everybody. My name is Sairi. I'm one of the program coordinators with Welcome and Connect Services.
I'm representing the Pleasant Hill campus, and Sariq is representing our San Ramon campus, which I'll speak about in just a moment. So let's get started. So as I mentioned, we do have two campuses. Our main campus is in Pleasant Hill, just off of Golf Club Road, and we do have a second, smaller campus in San Ramon. Students are permitted to take classes at both campuses. It is one college, but we have two campuses. So if you're in the San Ramon area and wish to take classes in that area, that we have a place nearby. But if you're closer to Pleasant Hill, you certainly are at liberty to take classes wherever it's convenient for you. Go ahead. So we're going to talk a little bit about our college. DVC has a very diverse student population. We have students from all over the world and all over the region that come to DVC for a number of reasons. We have which we're going to talk about here in this presentation. We have international students that come to us from over 60 countries, mainly because of our reputation for transfer to places like UC Berkeley. And we've had this reputation for quite a few years. So we have students from Indonesia, Cote d'Ivoire, Brazil, Korea, Zimbabwe coming to DVC because they have friends or family members that have come to us in the past and have had success with transfer to a university. We have award-winning faculty. Many of our faculty receive prestigious awards from the state or national awards for their achievements in academics. We also have a lot of hands-on learning. Some of the things that we have on campus is a robotics lab. We have a new drone center. We have an art center with a student-run art gallery and a number of other things that allow students to really get engaged with the classes that they're taking. And of course, we have dedicated staff. And we're going to talk more about how they can support your student or you through their educational journey at DVC. And of course, we have a number of transfer pathways, meaning transfer to university, UC, CSU, or private school, in-state or out of state. We're going to talk more about that in this presentation. If transfer is not the goal for you or for your student, we do have a number of career pathway programs also, programs that are designed to help train people for the workforce or retrain people or add training to a skill set that you may already have. And we also have a number of student clubs and organizations that allow students to get involved outside of the academic arena, so they have a full range of experiences while they're taking classes at DVC. Okay. A couple things that are important to note about our classes is that we have quite a lot of variety. So we have classes that are offered in the daytime, in the evening. We have classes, our typical class sizes are much smaller than what you would expect at a big university. So maybe you're, at a UC, like UC Berkeley, you might be taking classes with 100 other students in some cases, sometimes more. DVC's classes are much smaller, perhaps 20, 30, 40 students, depending on the class, which allows a lot more student-teacher interaction. A lot of our teachers and our students have they build strong mentorships as a result of having that smaller class size. We also have a lot of flexibility within the types of classes that are offered. So we have in-person, hybrid, and online classes offered. And this is going to continue into the indefinite future. So what that means is that students have an opportunity to choose a variety of classes and times that fit their schedules and their needs. If a person wants to take all in-person classes, that's an option. If a person wants to take mainly online classes, that is also an option. And for the San Ramon campus, students can complete freshman and sophomore level courses at DVC. But that's actually true. We're going to talk about this in the transfer and what happens at the first 2 years of community college for transfer in a moment. Just some quick highlights that I'd like to share with all of you because we're so proud of our students and our staff and our faculty. We have an award-winning speech and debate team. Just last week, we got a few updates regarding awards that our speech and debate team won at the state and national level. This is a trend that they hold year over year. So if you or your student is interested, please consider getting connected with the Speech and Debate Club because it's fantastic. We have a student-run art gallery in our beautiful art complex. Every semester, students are able to sell their artwork, and I always purchase art, especially at the end of the fall semester for holiday gifts and other things, and they're wonderful. We have a student-run restaurant. It is open to the public, so anyone who's interested in coming to DVC to have lunch, please consider coming to our student-run restaurant because it is seriously delicious food. And they're all learning how to be front of house, back of house professionals in the culinary field. We also have athletics programs for any students that play a sport, whether for the college or a club sport. And we also have an award-winning newspaper. We're going to talk more specifically about our programs. So we offer certificates, associate degrees, and transfer pathways. We're going to talk more in depth about each of those opportunities next. Okay, so this is an example of one of our certificates in electrical technology. This particular certificate could take a student as little as 1 semester or 4 months. Some students may not be ready to pursue a bachelor's degree or something of that nature, but we do have programs that a student can finish in as little as 1 semester. If they're interested in continuing, they can go into the workforce or they can continue on and earn a higher level degree. So they've already taken 3 courses that are listed in the first box. And in the second box, they're adding additional classes to that certificate to get a higher level degree. So what that means for them is that they have more opportunities. They can go into the workforce and have a higher pay scale, more opportunities because they're more qualified based on that higher level certificate. But they also can add on to it to earn an associate degree. So they've taken all the courses in that second box and they add their general education to earn an associate degree. An associate degree is typically 60 units. Depending on how long the student or how many units the student is taking per semester, this could take about 2 years or 4 semesters. Depending on when the student started and how many units they're taking, it could take a little bit longer to earn that associate degree. But once they do earn that 60 units, they are eligible for transfer. So we're going to talk about that next. So DVC has a number of opportunities for students to transfer to a 4-year university. The main reason is that we have articulation agreements with 4-year universities, like the UCs and the CSUs. What that means is that the lower division and general education coursework that they take at DVC is deemed to be equivalent to the lower division and general education courses at the four-year institution. So for example, if they take English freshman composition at DVC, the UCs and the CSUs in the state see those courses as equivalent, as meeting the same standard as the four-year institution. So you can be assured that the quality and level and standard of education is at a high level, because we have to ensure that students are ready and prepared to transfer to the university with that same level and same standard. Students will fulfill their lower division requirements. So what sometimes are called the freshman and sophomore year of college, they're going to fulfill their lower division and general education requirements for transfer. What a lot of people don't know is that transfer students, those transferring from a community college to a UC or a CSU, earn what's called priority admission. So what that means is the UCs and the CSUs are looking at the transfer students first, to admit those students first before they're looking at the graduating high school senior or the student that plans to transfer from one UC to another or in one CSU to another. So transfer students are getting priority admission. And there's a couple of other advantages that community college students have when transferring that a graduating high school senior may not. And those are transfer guarantee agreements between CSUs and UCs. So the CSU system has the associate degree for transfer. If you're enrolled or your student is enrolled in an associate degree for transfer program, that means that they are guaranteed admission to one of the CSUs. It's typically the one that's nearest to where you live that has the major that your student wants. The transfer admission guarantee, or TAG, is the UC transfer guarantee program. Now, not all UCs participate in TAG because some of the UCs are impacted. And if you can probably guess which ones they are, but those are UC Berkeley, UCLA, and UC San Diego. All other UCs have a TAG agreement with community colleges in California. There are requirements that students need to fulfill in order to qualify for TAG that include GPA and major, depending on the university they want to transfer to. But basically what happens is their first year, so next semester, they're going to meet with the transfer center at DVC and complete a TAG agreement for a school of their choice if they want to go to UC. And once accepted, the UC, let's say UC Davis, is going to save that student a spot. They can still apply to any other university that they're interested in and still choose to go to that university. They're not obligated to attend the TAG school. They just know that they're going to have a spot waiting for them in the school that they've been admitted to under this agreement. So what that means for your student or for you is that there is a little bit of reassurance that is not guaranteed by graduating and going directly from high school and going directly into a university. That guarantee, there aren't those types of guarantees in that circumstance. So let's move on. Okay, a couple things to point out regarding transfer rates. All of this information is provided to us by the UCs and St. Mary's. And all of the transfer data can be found on the UC website if you're particularly interested on UC transfer. They have extensive information about transfer and majors and this and that. And that is all housed on their website. We are #1 to transfer to UC Berkeley, #1 to UC Davis, #1 to St. Mary's, and #3 to UC overall. And these numbers have been consistent year over year. So if you have a student that's coming up the ranks, your future transfer student is also likely to see these transfer rates be maintained when they're ready to go. So we have student centers that are designed and organized around what we call interest areas or themes. We have arts, communication, and language. These are things like English, the arts, language, media studies, things like that. Math and engineering, of course, is any of the engineering programs that we have. We actually have sites at DVC where students can get tutoring, meet with professors, attend events, get information about trends in the industries that they're interested in going into. The purpose of the centers is to focus the students' attention and resources and support around the areas that they're hoping to pursue as a transfer student and then later in their career goals. So, if you ever sign up to do a campus tour, you get to see a couple of these student centers in action and how they are supporting students. So one of the common things that I hear when I'm at high schools or meeting with students in various capacities is they're not sure what they want to do. And that is a normal thing at this stage. Some students know they've known forever what they want to do, and some students are very determined right now, but their plans might change. What's important is for students to know that there's a lot of support in helping students come to a decision about what's next, what to study, where to transfer. So through general education courses, students are exploring their interests because they're taking subjects in a lot of different fields, and they're picking out classes themselves along with the help of a counselor to things that they're interested in. We also have a career and transfer center that helps students to understand what types of majors are good for what types of careers. They also help with the transfer process. They help with resume writing and a number of different things that can help them long-term be successful. So they're there to help a student kind of carve out that transfer path. Our counseling center is designed for students to understand what classes they need to take for their major, for their transfer requirements, but a counselor can also talk to them about what are their interests. If you're not sure what you want to do, they can meet with students to kind of understand their interests and their strengths, and then start to guide students towards different pathways that are exciting or appropriate for them. And in addition to that, as the student centers that I mentioned are a wonderful opportunity for students to continue to explore their interests because they have events, because they can meet with professors one-on-one to kind of pick their brain about opportunities in the fields that they're experts in.
I think my slide got stuck a little bit. Sorry about that. But cool. There's really a lot of services at DVC that I hope you take advantage of. I'm a product of the community college system. It definitely changed my life. So all of these services are held dear to my heart. And now I get to talk about paying for college. If you were all in a room, I would make a dry joke saying like, who's ready to pay thousands of dollars for college? But nobody has their Zoom cameras on, so it's okay. But I hope you follow along with me. Today, I'm just going to break down a little bit of the fees about DVC and a little bit about our CSU and UC partners. So when it comes to DVCs, one of the really big benefits is our low enrollment fees. You're really getting the same level of courses that you would at the UCs and CSUs for a fraction of the cost. So when we look at DVC specifically, if you're planning to be a full-time college student, that means you're taking at least 12 units for the fall and spring semester. Your tuition, if you're paying in-state, is going to be about $1,100, which is a cheap amount. But when you look at our CSU partners, the price increases. It's going to be about $5,700. And I want you to keep in mind, this is just tuition alone. It's not including the price of books, housing, food, any of your other necessities. This is just tuition alone. And then when you look at the UC system, that price increases to 14,000. So coming to DVC, you can knock out your first 2 years for a fraction of the cost. And our value of equity is definitely moving forward in the point where we wanted to make sure that we reach those low enrollment fees for all. And so we've created the free tuition program. What's really nice about this free tuition program is it's very easy to qualify. You want to make sure that you complete the FAFSA DREAM Act application. This is a requirement. You want to make sure that you enroll in 12 units or more. Keep in mind, this doesn't mean that you're capped at 12 units. If you want to take more, you want to take 15, 18, that's totally fine. Just for the free tuition award, you have to take at least 12 units. And then you also have to actually log in and accept your award through Insight. So these are the 3 requirements for the free tuition award. Also want you to keep in mind when you're breaking down the free tuition award with the FAFSA. FAFSA is based off of your household income. But when it comes to our free tuition award, this is not based off your household income. So I want to stress this enough. Even if you make too much money on paper, if you want to go to DVC and qualify for the free tuition, you want to make sure you apply. And if you don't qualify for anything under FAFSA, you will automatically go into our free tuition program. Along with that, when it comes to paying for college, you want to make sure that you also apply for scholarships. This is a really good opportunity to get free money. I like to use my personal story and say that I was a student that never felt like I qualified for scholarships. I actually got a little nudge from a lot of the people around me, and I'm blessed enough to say that I was able to get over $2,000 in free money when I graduated from LMC and from high school. So this is really just free money. There's a lot of opportunities for you. You want to make sure that you're taking advantage of it and applying for it as much as you can. Along with paying for college, we really do have a robust student life. We have a lot of different clubs on campus. One club that I always talk about because I just find it really funny is we actually have a cheese club. So we have over 40, 60 clubs on campus. One of them is the cheese club. And all they do is get together, they have cheese and crackers and they talk. It's really cool. It's amazing. And DVC pays for it. So we definitely get enjoyed and connected to one of the student clubs. We have a lot of different guest speakers on campus. It's really cool. Like we just recently had one of our guest speakers come out who was from the foster youth community, and they were great. They spoke about their experience. It was really eye-opening. We have a variety of different campus events that you definitely should check out. It's really fun and engaging. We have a lot of different performances throughout the campus, especially the theater program. They do a lot of different theater productions that anybody from the community can go to and just get a different performance. It's really cool. And then if you're someone who wants to get more involved in politics, get more involved and have your voice heard on campus, ASDVC, Associated Students of DVC is a really good opportunity for you to get that experience and be able to advocate for the students on campus. So we have a really big student life. And then one thing to keep in mind coming to DVC that not many people are aware of is you actually get the opportunity to have a fresh start. You really get that opportunity to reestablish your GPA. So for instance, when I came straight out of high school, I didn't do really well my first year, freshman year. I don't know who started this rumor. I hope it doesn't exist anymore, but they told me your freshman year doesn't count. So I took that and ran with it. I lived my best life freshman year. And because of that, my GPA tanked the first year. I had a 0.5 GPA, I think, my first semester and a 1.5 the second. Like my GPA was shot. I had to do everything I could in order to graduate on time. But because of that, going to the CSU and UC was just not on my radar. Community college was that change. And the reason for that is I got the opportunity to reestablish my GPA and make me competitive. I also took advantage of the different workshops they had throughout the semester. They had a lot of different workshops that I can build my essential skills at. And then most importantly, you really get the opportunity to develop your profile. You want to make sure you take advantage of all the volunteer opportunities. DVC specifically has a volunteer program you can get plugged with. We have a lot of different leadership development programs that you can join, and of course, student clubs. And most importantly, you want to make sure that you're networking with the people in your classrooms because you never know where they're going to go in life. There's a lot of different people that you can meet with, and you just want to make sure that you're connecting with everyone, whether it's staff, students, professors, everyone, because it's going to help you on later on. Another thing about DVC that I really want to talk about is you really do have support every step of the way. Everyone at DVC, we want to make sure that you're successful. In doing that, we do it through a lot of different programs. So we have academic and personal counseling, making sure that not only do you have someone to talk to about what classes do I need every semester, but you have someone who can help you when you're feeling stressed, you have a lot of anxiety, you want somebody to respond in the way that you need them to respond to. Our counselors are really trained for that and can help you with that. We have a lot of different learning communities, which is really cool. Versus a learning community is essentially a community where you can join and they'll block off your classes for you, and it's based on a specific community. So like Emoja, Puente, those are programs that you can join and really get plugged in with the community. We have wonderful programs like EOPS Care and Next Up. These are programs to support our first generation lower income students who may be from the foster youth community, who may be single parents. These are programs that want to make sure that you're successful, and they support you through things like book vouchers, and they help you with school supplies. We have students in our disability support services that will make sure if you need accommodations in the classroom that you're getting them, and they can help you with that. We have a career and transfer services. We talked a little bit about it, but this is really a place that can help you really build yourself up, especially for students who need help with figuring out how do I create my resume for the first time, or can you help me find an internship around campus? This is really cool. Of course, we have tutoring through our the different areas on campus, specifically our student centers. These are places where you can go and get free tutoring help. We also have basic needs, which is for students who have different insecurities, like housing insecurities, food insecurities. If you're one of those students that need access to those basic needs, we have services for you. And of course, we have the library. I love the library. This is my favorite part, probably because I'm the English major, but this is a place where you can actually go and get access to graphing calculators if you don't want to pay out of pocket. They actually have loaners on campus that you can get. They'll help you out with different technology. And of course, they'll actually have librarians who can help you with your research and also help you format if you need help with MLA or whatever the MLA formats are. But we just have a lot of different services to make sure that you're really successful. I really enjoyed them. Along with that, we also have a student ambassador program, which is amazing. So if you're a student who's graduating and you're looking for a job on campus, definitely take a picture of this or write it down, look it up on the website. This is a program that is for student leaders. So if you're someone who wants to maybe be someone who can conduct campus tours, you want to develop your leadership skills, you want to help out the outreach team and represent DVC on campus and off campus, maybe you want to get more involved in social media, this is really a good opportunity for you not only to get paid, but also build yourself up. And this is available both at the Pleasant Hill campus and the Center Road campus. So if you're in those areas and you're looking, this is definitely a good opportunity for you to really make a difference in student lives. A lot of our ambassadors are one of the first people to help you, whether you're in the enrollment lab or on campus, whether you're going to one of our workshops, our ambassadors are really here to help you. And it's a really good opportunity for you to build yourself up on the resume. Along with the ambassador program, I like to talk about information. This is everybody's favorite subject, but specifically it's really important because DVC really cares about your information. We really want to make sure that whatever you share with us is really secure. And what that means is we're following the Family Education Rights to Privacy Act. What this act really is pretty much saying that whatever information that you share with DVC, we're legally prohibited from sharing that information with anyone other than the student. So that means this is an A and B conversation. No one can see their way into it. And this also applies to your parents and legal guardians. So I like to use this as an opportunity specifically for the graduating seniors in the room to say that you're about to graduate high school, you're going to be an adult. This is really a time for you to learn how to advocate for yourself and make sure that you're speaking up for yourself. And so if your parent is usually the one that will speak up on your behalf due to FERPA, we're not allowed to share that information with your parent unless you give us explicit agreement that we can share that information with them. So really, this is a good opportunity for you to learn how to advocate for yourself, but it's also a good opportunity because maybe there's some things you don't want to share with your parent, legal guardian, or anyone else. Whatever you share with us, it's an A and B conversation. So that's a little bit about us. There is some information that I want you guys to keep in mind. Again, if you have some information related to DSS or financial aid, you can scan these QR codes and they will link you to our website. So if anyone's in the room right now and they want to scan the QR code, these are just some of the resources we have available to you. Specifically for those of us who may not know what disability support services, I talked about a little bit, but specifically if there's someone in the room who has an IEP 504 and you want to use your accommodations at DVC, it's not like high school where they automatically transfer over. You actually have to go through DSS in order to get those accommodations. So make sure you check them out, you get connected with them. Financial aid, I highly recommend everyone applies for it, even if you make too much money on paper, because you should not be paying for tuition when you come to DVC. Another little bit about us is we're going to be having some more workshops. So today we did our benefits presentation. Tomorrow, Wednesday, 6:30, same time, we're actually going to be doing an overview of the enrollment process. It will be through Zoom, so definitely sign up for it if you're interested. And then, of course, we're going to be doing a lot of different application workshops, both on April 10th and on the 11th. And this will be from 3:30 to 4:45. So definitely scan the QR codes if you're interested. And then we also will be having a priority registration workshop. So maybe you're someone who's in the room that has already applied to DVC. You know you how to do the enrollment process, but you still need a little bit of help on what's next after you apply. Definitely check out our priority registration workshop. We're going to be doing them on Thursday, April 25th, Tuesday, April 30th, and Friday, May 3rd. And all workshops will be virtual from 3:30 to 4:45. So definitely scan the QR code and always remember, we're both from Welcome to Connect Services. We're really the place that you can come if you're confused at any point in the process. We're really here to help you. So thank you for all coming, and